You may call your next witness.
State calls Barbara Bergin.
Raise your right hand, please, swear. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Good afternoon. Could you state your name and spell your last name for the court reporter, please?
First name's Barbara, last name is Bergin, B-E-R-G-I-N.
Thank you. You may inquire.
What do you do for a living now?
I'm the executive director of Crimeline.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Manage staff, anonymous tips, organizational things.
Was there a period of time that you worked for the Orlando Police Department?
Yes, sir.
For what period of time?
I was sworn in September of '83 and retired in 2009.
And what type of job assignments did you have with Orlando PD during that time?
Patrol, field training officer, special TAC unit, and then detective for a number of years, and then I was assigned actually over to Crimeline at the end of my career.
Let me direct your attention to Monday, May 27th of 2002. Were you working for Orlando PD then?
Yes, sir.
In what role?
Homicide detective.
On May 27th of 2002, did you become involved in the case involving the then missing person and later the death of Theresa Green?
Yes, sir, I did.
Were you the lead detective, or was your role to assist another detective?
To assist the lead.
Was it common for you to work in a team on a major case like a homicide?
Yes, sir. All homicides worked as teams.
Were you also involved in the interviews of Joseph Butler, Joyce Butler, and Miss Butler's daughter, Lisa Moore?
Yes, sir.
Were you also involved in an interview done with the Henry Fields?
Yes, sir.
As a result of those interviews, did you attempt to identify the person that those witnesses referred to as Mike?
Yes, sir.
And did you acquire information during the course of your investigation that Mike was actually a man named Demorris Andy Hunter, African-American male, date of birth 4/18 of 1966?
Yes, sir, we did.
Based on that information, did you obtain a photo pack, or a photograph of Demorris Andy Hunter?
Yes, sir.
Was that photograph placed in an array of 6 different photographs?
Yes, sir, it was.
What is that routinely called in law enforcement?
Photo pack.
All right. What do you do with a photo pack? What is its purpose?
The purpose of a photo pack is to show to witnesses to see if they can identify anybody in the photo pack.
And how do you go about, is the goal of a photo pack to find individuals with similar features?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain that for a little bit?
Well, you just want to make sure that there's no outstanding differences, that they're all approximately the same age, approximately the same build, facial, similar as close as you can get, things like that.
What number photograph was the photograph of Demorris Andy Hunter?
Number 3.
Did you show that photo pack to Joseph Butler?
Yes, sir, I did.
Can you explain how that happened and kind of the process that you go through, what you tell them, those kind of things?
Through my career, my process was to explain to them that we were going to show a series of pictures in a photo pack and ask them to identify anybody that they may see in that photo pack.
Do you administer a photo pack just to one person alone in a room?
Yes, sir.
Why?
So that there's no influence by anybody else at the time that they look at it.
And I'm assuming you don't give any indication as far as who's in the photo pack or what number a person is.
No, sir, just hand them the piece of paper and let them look at it.
Did you follow that process with Joseph Butler?
Yes, sir.
When you showed Joseph Butler the photo pack, and actually, may I approach her?
You may.
Showing us Marcus States Exhibit M is in Mary. You recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
It is the witness display identification form, which is also signed by me and by Joseph Butler.
And on the first page of that document, it's an identification form. What is that form? What information does it contain?
It has 6 slots where 6 photographs were at, and we ask them to identify the person or check the box where they identify somebody in it. And then down below, we ask them in their own words to write what they see in the photo pack.
In the second page of that exhibit, is that the actual photo pack? The array of photos?
Yes, sir, it is.
Do you also ask the witness to initial and date the person that the person is identifying?
Yes, sir.
Is that a true and accurate copy of the photo pack that you showed Mr. Butler?
Yes, sir.
This time the statement states M as in Mary into evidence. It states 16.
It will be admitted as State's Exhibit 16.
When you showed that photo pack to Mr. Butler, did he identify anybody?
Yes, number 3,
And who did he identify that person as being?
as Mike.
When he made that identification, was anyone there to help him or point out anybody? Or
No, sir.
may I publish states 16, Your Honor?
You may.
And is this the identification page that you talked about?
Yes, sir.
All right. Kind of, what information is written by the witness versus information you wrote?
Well, the only thing that I wrote would be my signature and the date that I signed it on. There's an X through number 3, which is where Mike was at. And then it says number 3 is Mike. This is the same person who drove Teresa's car. And I can't read it exactly, but thank you. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
It says, this is the same person who drove Teresa's car to Sanford. He's same man, he did something wrong. And it's signed by Joseph Butler.
Showing me the second page of that same exhibit. What do we see here?
This is the photo pack that was shown to Mr. Butler.
Did Mr. Butler initial and date photograph number 3 of Demorris Hunter?
Yes, sir, he did.
Did you show a separate copy of that same photo array to Joyce Butler?
Yes, sir.
Did you follow the same process you just described to the jury?
Yes, sir.
Was she alone when you showed her that photo pack?
Yes, sir.
May I approach? Showing us Marcus States Exhibit N as in Nancy. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
This is the identification form that was shown to Joyce Butler.
And did Miss Butler identify anybody?
She picked number 3, same person known as Mike.
And did she also sign and date both that identification form and initial the photograph of Demorris Hunter?
Yes.
And is that document in front of you a true and accurate copy of the photo pack and identification sheet you showed to Miss Butler?
Yes, sir.
This time, State would move N as in Nancy into evidence as 17.
No objection.
N will be 17.
May I publish?
You may.
What did we see here?
This is the identification form again by Miss Joyce Butler. She wrote, I know him by Mikey, or Mike, I guess. This is the person who drove Teresa's car on, I think that says on Sunday.
Okay. And the second page, does that also show her signature and initials by the photo of
Number 3.
Demorris Hunter? Did you show this same photo pack and photo array to a Lisa Moore?
Yes, sir.
Showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit T's and Paul. May I approach?
You may.
Do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Identification form shown to Miss Moore, Lisa Moore.
Did Lisa Moore also identify the person she knew as Mike?
Yes, she picked number 3.
And that's the photo of who?
That is the photo of Mike, known as Mr. Hunter.
And is that a true and accurate copy of the photo packet and identification sheet that you showed Lisa Moore and she identified?
Yes, sir.
This time, state would move P as in Paul into evidence as 18.
No objection.
You will be 18.
May I publish?
You may.
And what are we looking at here?
This is the identification form again. The person in box 3, and is the person I know as Mike. He is the same person I saw at my mother's house and with Teresa on the date, Saturday, May 25th, signed by Lisa Moore.
And the second photo of that, what does this show?
Those are her initials identifying the person, and number 3 is Mike.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. No other questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Detective. How are you doing?
Sir, how are you?
I'm smiling because we've known each other for a long time.
Long time. I had brown hair.
Way back when I had some. I don't have a lot to ask you, but I know that you interviewed several witnesses in this case, including Joseph Butler and Joyce Butler.
Yes.
Correct? Would it be fair to say that the first time you interviewed Joyce Butler, and I think she was the first of the people who were at the party, quote unquote, the first of the people that you interviewed, would that be right? You don't remember?
I do. That's a long time ago. I do not. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, the reports say that the interview started with her sometime after midnight on Monday, the 27th. And would it be fair to say that she wasn't entirely honest with you about the story that she gave you? You recall that?
I don't. I'd have to read through some interview statements, I think.
Okay. Do you recall her telling you that what had happened on Sunday morning was that Mike, according to her, called her apartment and told her husband that Teresa's car was in a parking lot in Sanford? Don't remember that?
No, sir, I'm sorry. I wish I could. I don't remember that.
Okay. Well, do you remember that you interviewed her twice?
I'm sure we did, because then we had the photo.
Okay. And do you recall interviewing her twice, at least in part, because she had told you a story which was not consistent with what you'd heard from Joseph Butler? You don't remember that?
I don't.
Do you remember Mr. Butler telling you that in fact, according to him, what had happened was that Mr. Hunter had showed up at his apartment in the morning and that he had helped Mr. Hunter by following him in a van and permitting him to drop off the Theresa Green's vehicle in the Walgreens parking lot?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so you questioned Miss Butler again about that particular aspect of the story, and then she told you, yeah, I lied to you because I was afraid that we would get in trouble. Something along those lines?
That would make sense, yes,
It
sir.
makes
We would
sense.
go back and re-interview.
Sure. Do you remember in a conversation with her that she told you that Joseph Butler had struck Theresa Green in the face after Theresa Green had slapped him?
I know there had been some conversation about a physical altercation out on near the stairs.
Right, and that Theresa Green, as a result of being smacked in the face, got either a bloody lip or a bloody nose and was bleeding, and that was how her blood got on the door of apartment 12 or on the lintel around there.
I don't remember those details. She would have.
Well, try to get you the right one. So in the second interview, which you took May 27th at 10:59 p.m., I'm going to show you page 10 of that interview. You can read as much of it as you'd like and see if it refreshes your recollection about what she told you.
Okay, this statement was taken by Filipucci. I was present. It says that she hauled off and hit him, and that she had been drinking, and that maybe her nose was bleeding, yes.
And weren't you the one that asked her about, that was her, so that's her blood on the door? Referring to Theresa Green?
I can't, hang on one second, sorry.
That's okay.
Trying to line up where I was speaking, yes. So those are my questions, yes.
Okay. So later on, crime scene obviously would have tested that blood. It would have verified that in fact it was Theresa Green's blood, and now you knew where the blood came from and how it came to be on the door. Is that correct?
We knew that it was her blood on the door, yes.
Right. Well, it would stand to reason, wouldn't it, that if she had a bloody nose and got blood on her hands, presumably that's how she found out she had a bloody nose. I mean, that's how most people do it. That could explain how the blood got on the door.
It could explain it, yes.
Well, you were never given any other explanation for how the blood could have got on the door, right?
No, sir.
By any of the witnesses who were there that day.
Right.
Okay. So, Mr. Butler essentially admitted to you that he was an accessory after the fact to the crime of homicide?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for a legal conclusion.
Sustained.
Well, given the facts that you came to understand about what Mr. Butler's admitted participation in the events that led to finding Theresa Green's body in the back of her car, that you as a law enforcement officer would have found it your duty to arrest this man and charge him with an accessory after the fact of a homicide, correct?
To the best of my knowledge, he followed a caller to Sanford. To the best of my knowledge, I was unaware of him having any knowledge of what was inside that car, sir.
So he never told you that Demorris Hunter had told him to follow him, Mr. Hunter, in the car with Teresa, and that when they got there, Teresa was nowhere to be seen, and that he suspected that something might have happened to Teresa. He never told you those things?
He did, but had no way of knowing where Teresa was or what the condition of Teresa was at the time that that statement was made.
Would you say that his retelling of the facts, or his version of the facts, is what led you to make certain conclusions about Mr. Hunter? For example, him telling you that Mr. Hunter had in fact driven the car, that Mr. Hunter had come and got him and asked him to follow him in his van. That based on your reliance on that is what you would have used, that's what you'd have used to make Mr. Hunter a suspect in this, correct?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Any redirect?
During the course of your investigation, the whole investigation, did you have any evidence whatsoever to suggest that Joseph Butler knew Theresa Green's body was in the trunk?
No, sir.
The defendant?
No, sir.
Don't you have to have knowledge that the crime was committed before you can be in a accessory.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the jury? May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are free to go, ma'am. Thank you.